Let's do this. Let's organize our closets together. Hi ladies, it's Erin and welcome back to my channel. I used to work as a wardrobe stylist. I did that for 5+ years, and one of the key things I did with clients, women, dozens and dozens of women, is organize their closets. I saw closets of all shapes and sizes, all different types of problems, all different types of solutions. So in this video, I'm sharing all of my best tips for you guys, all of my best organization tips that I use when working with clients. It's important to say that there is no one size fits all with closet organization. All of our closets are different sizes and different shapes, and they have different challenges. I'm going to kind of throw a lot of ideas at you, and then you can poach and pick the ideas that work best for you. I know that most of us are homebound right now. I just thought, let's make some lemonade out of lemons. Like, let's make the best out of a bad situation and get that closet cleaned out so that when things return to normal, we have that feeling of, you know, this is our boutique-like oasis. We don't struggle to find anything. We know exactly where everything is. It can really kind of reboot and recharge your life and also your style. It is one of those key foundations to having great style and making sure that you do have a really organized closet. If you missed my closet editing video, that's where I walk you through that purging process of really trying to hone in and figure out, you know, what stays and what goes. Then you can go back and watch that video first. You really do need to start with the purging process. The second step in the process is organization. So you're going to put everything back into the closet, but in a very strategic, methodical way. I know this is overwhelming. I know it takes a while. Give yourself 2 solid days to do the edit, the purge, and the organization, but it will be so worth it when it's all finished. So let's get started with the Busby style method of closet organizing. The first thing you want to do is gather your resources. So if you watched the purging video that I did, then you've already ordered your matching hangers. My preference is these plastic swivel head hangers. I like the swivel head because then it doesn't matter which way you hang the garment. They also can waterfall, which is lovely. One thing I did forget to mention in the purging video is that when you're ordering hangers, one of the questions you might have is, how many do I order? What I always told clients is to order approximately 100 hangers for every 3 feet of hanging space. So go into your closet with a tape measure, or you can just kind of eyeball it, chunk out 3 feet, and if you have 6 feet of hanging space, then you're going to want to do 200 hangers. And then you're going to decide how many dress and shirt hangers do I need versus how many pant skirt hangers do I need. Matching hangers is a big deal. It seems like a small detail, but it's not. It's a huge deal when it comes to making your closet look like your very own oasis, your boutique-like oasis. You really need to have that streamlined, uniform look with the matching hangers. It keeps everything hanging from the same distance, you know, the same depth, and then also it keeps it really neat and tidy. Another thing I might grab is just a step ladder. I happen to have one in my closet anyway, but that's handy to have, especially if you've got tall shelves. Some other resources you may want to consider for your organizational process are under bed storage bins. Those come in really handy if you have a small closet like I do. So most of my tips specific to my closet are small closet tips. Under bed storage is a great way to store those extra things that you just do not have the space for in your closet. You also could store those things in an attic or in a separate closet, but I think that under bed storage is nice because then you have everything handy in a pinch if you need it right there in your bedroom. The other thing you might consider are bins. I have a lot of linen storage bins from Container Store. I use them in the fall, winter for sweaters, and I am just now switching out to t-shirts for spring, summer. So I'll keep some lightweight sweaters in the bins, but then I'm going to put a lot of t-shirts in there because I do wear t-shirts quite often. So I will also color code my sweater bins and t-shirt bins so that they look aesthetically nice. But you may need just open bins for scarves. You may want some baskets or bins, you know, for your shelving. Take a look in your closet and see where you have that storage space and what resources you might need for those shelves or for the storage space that you have. Another resource I would consider before you start this process is, what are you going to do with your shoes? You may have room for racks and racks and racks on the floor all around your walk-in closet. Great. You may have floor-to-ceiling shelving, you know, kind of like this concept over here that's perfect for shoes and boots, right? Or you may want to order some plastic or linen shoe bins for your shoes. That is actually what I do, and I have to keep those in a separate closet than my master. My master has almost no floor space, and so I don't keep any shoes in there. Maybe 1 or 2 pairs that I'm always wearing day in and day out, but mainly all my shoes are either in the mudroom, there's boots in the mudroom, or they're in a separate closet in plastic shoe bins. I didn't spend a ton of money on my shoe bins because they are in an ancillary closet. It isn't in my main closet, and I didn't think it was necessary to spend a lot of money on those. But if it's in your main closet and it's very much on display, you may consider investing in higher quality like linen shoe bins, which are quite beautiful. Another resource you might want to have on hand before you get started, or you could just order them now and then use them after the fact, are these boot shapers, boot trees sometimes called. These are from Amazon. They're just really simple and, easy enough to use. You just slide them in your boots so they stand up. You also can use a pool noodle. Like take a pool noodle and, I'm having trouble saying noodle. Take the pool noodle and cut it in half. And then you can use it. It's the same concept. Let's talk about how you assemble everything in the closet. There's a method that I use that I think works really well, but here again, whatever works best for you, whatever feels like most comfortable to you. The key is to be able to see everything. The key is to know where everything is. So even if you have some wonky system, as long as you understand it, that's all that matters. This system is just a guide for you. I think it works beautifully, and I think it's very simple. The first thing you want to think about is sorting your clothing by type. What I do in my closet for tops is I'll do tops. Sometimes I break it down into sleeveless, short sleeve, long sleeve. You don't have to go that far. You could just do tops and then color code it. But separating by type is important because when you walk into your closet, you'll definitely think like, oh, I need a white blouse today, or I need a pair of black pants today. So you know like what you're looking for, and then you know exactly where to go, beeline to go find it. And then in those categories, or among those categories and types, you want to make sure that you're also sorting by color. And there again, like if you need a white t-shirt, you know exactly where to go. If you need a black blouse, you know exactly where to go. I tend to use just the rainbow. So I'll go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then brown, gray, black. But whatever system works for you, I happen to visually prefer light to dark. I also happen to like the rainbow acronym because then I know like when I'm putting things back exactly where they go. And sometimes I even have to remind myself like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, just an easy reminder, an easy way for me to sort my clothes in that color-coded system using the rainbow. The other thing I want to mention before we move on is that especially if you have a small closet, there will be things in your closet that you can't hang, right? Because you just don't have enough hanging space. So think about the things that you reach for anyway and don't necessarily need to see with your eyes. Things like jeans. I know I reach for jeans 5 times a week, and so I don't necessarily need to see jeans hanging in my closet. T-shirts is another one. I know I need a t-shirt. I'm gonna grab a t-shirt. It could be in a bin for me. Or a drawer. It doesn't have to be hanging. Camisoles, that's another one. Doesn't need to be hanging for me. Activewear, you don't necessarily need to have it hanging in your closet. If you have room for that to hang, great. But, one of the things that we sacrificed when we moved from Texas to Telluride, Colorado is space. And one of the first things to go, unfortunately, is closet space. Once you've sorted everything in your closet by type and by color, there's another thing to think about and consider, and that is storing off-season clothing. It's really critical if you are tight on space to not take up that prime real estate in your closet with pieces that you are not wearing right now. For example, right now we're transitioning into a new season. It's a great time to kind of take all those heavy winter coats and jackets and blazers and also sweaters, pull them out of the closet, put them neatly in storage bins, store them in another closet, in your attic, in your basement, wherever you have storage space, and just keep the spring summer pieces in your closet. So you want to transition that closet by season. Before I move on to my closet and walking you through my closet and some of the things I've used in my space, I want to talk a little bit about shoes. I showed you the boot trees. Those are an easy thing you can grab to make sure that your tall boots are standing up. Also, you may want to consider buying a shoe rack. Container Store has some great ones. You know, the height of the shoe rack depends on your closet space. The shoe solution has to depend on your closet space. If you are lucky enough to have shelves to put all of your shoes on, like right behind me, make sure you put those shoes front to back, and that will create a bit more space for you on those shelves with those shoes. Also, when you're organizing your shoes, you want to make sure that you still think about sorting by type and color. That's sort of the theme that resonates throughout everything. So you still want to do like your nude shoes on one shelf or on one rack or in one row of boxes, and then your animal print shoes, and then your colorful shoes, and then your black shoes. So you're still sorting by color. My closet, I mentioned to you guys, is teeny tiny. What do I keep in my master closet? It's really those essentials that I'm wearing day in and day out. And I have very little hanging space, so I actually have to sprinkle it out in other closets. So in my main closet, I have tees and blouses and some key jackets. And then in ancillary closets, I keep blazers and lightweight jackets. And all of my shoes, by the way, all of my shoes are in a separate closet. But some of the things that have helped me tremendously in my little teeny tiny closet are the built-ins. The house came with built-in drawers or dressers. So if you don't have built-ins, this is a consideration you might want to get. Like, go to the Container Store, go online, see what's out there for dressers or drawers that might work in your closet. Another lifesaver for me in this closet, in this tiny closet, is my sweater bins. I talked about them a minute ago, where fall, winter, I put sweaters, spring, summer, I put tees. These sweater bins look really nice up on the shelf, and they keep everything looking really neat and organized, but they also are functional. I can put a lot of things in these bins. I use them quite a bit. They are up pretty high for me, so I do have a little step ladder that's foldable. Another thing I invested in for our closet that is totally been key for me is this shelf rack combo from Pottery Barn. And the reason this has been so important is because I have so little hanging space. And by the way, I'm sharing this closet with my husband. Thankfully, he's not into clothes. This extra shelf and rack gives me more hanging space. And what I predominantly use this extra hanging space for is when I need to steam a garment, I will hang it here. If I'm planning for a trip, I will hang the pieces I'm planning to take with me so I can see them very easily. I also, a lot of times, will hang like outfits for the next day, or if there's something special coming up, I'll hang it up here just so I know like that needs to be steamed, or I need to grab like shoes to wear with that dress. It's just handy to have that extra rack for things like that. And then on the shelf, I put another one of the sweater bins, but in this sweater bin, I actually put hats. It's nice to have that there too. For belts, I have been rolling my belts and putting them in my drawer, which is fine, by the way. I would say that if you're doing that, make sure that you put the buckle on the inside so it doesn't get scratched up, especially with higher quality belts. But I did just order a belt rack, which I plan to hang up right underneath my extra rack and shelf. I think that's a great way to go, because then you have that grab and go situation when you want to wear a belt. I've been wearing a lot more belts lately. I've invested more in belts. Same with scarves. Like, you could have a little rack where you can hang up your scarf, or there are actual hangers where you can hang your scarf. It just depends on your closet space and your preference. You know, scarves are one of those things that you could also just fold and put into a bin or a basket or a drawer, no problem. With my other two drawers, I have all of my socks and shapewear, and then I also have bras and underwear. So I just wanted to walk you through kind of bra underwear storage for a second. They have bra dividers at Container Store. You can do just whatever you have already or order some things. Just make sure you measure your drawers, because there's nothing more frustrating than ordering a bunch of these in-drawer organizers and then you realize they're not the right size. So I have my underwear and bras color-coded as well. sorted by color and type in my drawers, and then also I have my socks and my shapewear in my drawers. One other thing I keep in my closet is a bin full of my fashion fix-its, and you guys know what these are because I've done a whole video about my fashion fix-its. I think it called it Style Tips No One Tells You. I will put a link to that below in the description box, but essentially it's all of those things you might need for your wardrobe, like double-sided tape, heel pads, shoe cushions or insoles, still standing spray if you're going to be on your feet all day in heels. You need to do that. I have a little steamer in there. I have a leather hole punch in there. It's just my go-to for all of those little fashion issues that pop up. You do not have to remember all of this. I created a freebie checklist for you that will make it all very simple that you can print out. Just go into the description box and there's a link to subscribe to my weekly newsletter. So you subscribe to the newsletter and then we send you the freebie closet editing, purging, and organizing checklists. Editing and purging are the same thing. That way you have it all handy, printed out, ready to go, take with you in your closet. And hopefully that's a helpful resource for you guys. In my next organizational video, I'm gonna tackle jewelry. I'm also gonna talk about handbag storage because that's another biggie. And I have toiletry or beauty product storage coming up as well. So we're gonna go through everything, all of your beauty and style organizational needs over the next several weeks. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of these videos. And also don't forget about those freebie checklists to help you with this process. The link for that is in the description box. If you guys have any questions at all, just put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all are doing okay and staying safe and healthy during this pretty scary time. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Noodle, 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 noodle. It's a hard word to say.